Hey guys, Matt here. This is my review of The Collection. Now this movie is directed by Marcus Dunson, who previously directed The Collector, and he also wrote for Saws 4, 5, and 6. This movie stars Josh Stewart, Emma Fitzpatrick, and Lee Tergesen. Now before I go any further, let me tell you guys, this movie is a sequel to the movie The Collector. So if you have not seen The Collector, stop watching this video. Now the plot of this movie is Arkin is back, Josh Stewart, from the first one. And basically, he escapes the clutches of the psycho known as the Collector. And Christopher McDonald's in this. He plays a rich guy who only has 2 lines, and his daughter is kidnapped by the Collector. So he recruits a small team of soldiers to get his daughter back. And the only person that knows the whereabouts and location of the Collector is Arkin. So they find him. They basically say, "You're going to take us to his doorstep." And once they get there, things don't play out as nicely as they want them to. Now, when I had originally seen The Collector back in 2009, I was impressed by it. Of course, I did call it, a knockoff of the Saw movies, but it was original, and I liked the concept of the movie. And then when I found out they were making a sequel to it, I was like, oh, great, it's going to be straight DVD. But surprisingly, it made it to the theaters. So I saw it, and though it wasn't better than the first one, you could really tell they tried to use the same basic thing of, hey, I'm already living here, so welcome to my playhouse of evil and death and destruction. And it worked. It was a little far-fetched and kind of silly at times, but I liked the movie. I also liked how they brought in 2 people that I didn't think were going to be in this type of movie. One, I didn't think they were going to bring back Josh Stewart's character. It's funny, when I saw the first Collector, after I saw that movie, I saw Law Abiding Citizen, and bam, lo and behold, he's in that too. So I was like, okay, this guy's going somewhere. And then he made it into The Dark Knight Rises, and I'm like, he looks familiar. And then I was like, oh yeah, that's right. So we got to see him back, which was cool. We also got to see Beecher from the show Oz, which is one of my favorite shows, in this movie. He kind of played the leading man role. I couldn't really see him as the leading man in Oz, even though he was good in that. So this one, seeing him as like the leader of like this group of soldiers kind of put me off a bit, but he was still his Beecher self. He wasn't trying to be some big steroid guy. He wasn't trying to be anything he wasn't. I just didn't see him as like this leader guy. Emma Fitzpatrick, who's the female leading role in this movie, she did a pretty good job, even though with her short haircut, she reminded me a lot of Natalie Portman in V for Vendetta. Just the way she would get upset and scream and, be terrified. She looks exactly like Natalie Portman in some of the scenes. As far as that, the movie wasn't as creepy as Sinister was or Insidious, but it sure was violent, and the movie really did its job well, It created some tension in some places, and even though it was predictable in some parts, there was some twists in the movie and some unexpected things happened. So, this review is short and sweet. I didn't like this movie as much as I did the first one, but I really didn't hate this movie, and this movie really could have been straight to DVD quality. There weren't as many people in this little group of soldiers, therefore not as many deaths as I wanted, but the movie did its job, and it actually worked. The ending kind of left me going, ugh, but other than that, the movie was alright. So from a rating of 1 to a 5, I'm going to give The Collection a 3.5. So if you're into The Collector or the Saw movies and you like pretty much torture porn, check this movie out. So until next time, guys, see ya.